Hey, I'm Andrea Featherstone from Project Self, and I've partnered with Medibank as part of their really awesome Live Better at Home program to help you spend a little bit less time eating biscuits to try to distract yourself from all the stress, and a little bit more time feeling strong and clear and knowing what you're doing with your future, especially if you're still on the COVID roller coaster or if you're coming out of it looking a bit dazed and confused, as many of us are. So in this little video series, I've been talking about how stressful events can really make our mind gain a lot of momentum, how that can make the mind really busy, and sometimes we can have a lot more unhelpful overthinking about things. And so I'm sharing with you some unconventional mindfulness techniques that you can use to try to help you become a little bit calmer and also a little bit less indecisive, so you can get a bit of clarity and a bit of space up in your mind. So one thing I want to share with you is that this idea that Carl Jung spoke about a long time ago is that what you resist persists. So sometimes when we start to notice that we're having a lot of unhelpful thoughts or stress, we try to shove them down. We try to get rid of them, sweep them under carpet, eat a lot of biscuits, grab the ice cream, just do anything we can to try to get rid of those uncomfortable feelings, right? But you might have noticed, if you just think about it like this, think of the time where you tried to shove your stress down, push it down, try to get rid of it. I often ask this in my corporate workshops, and I get hundreds of people typing into the chat, now that we're doing it, online because of COVID, typing into the chat, oh, it gets worse, it bubbles up, it boils over, like my stress gets much worse. So we know that when we try to suppress stress, when we try to shove down our thoughts and get rid of them and just pretend they're not there, they actually become stronger, and we can actually end up fixating on the things that we're trying to get rid of, which actually makes it a lot worse. So I also work at Monash University teaching mindfulness to our future doctors as part of a program that was created by Dr. Craig Hassard, and he has a really cool technique that we use with the medical students to show you just how much it does not work to try to get rid of things that you don't like. Right? So if you can try to find something in your environment that you can hear right now. It could be a banging noise, or it could be an air conditioner or the heater or a clock or something like that. And I just want you to listen to it for a minute. And then just try to block it out. Just try to block it out a little bit harder. Just really try. Just try as hard as you can to just block the sound out. Try to get rid of it. Definitely don't focus on it. Block out the sound. So I won't do that for too much longer, because I'm sure you've already noticed as soon as you try to block the sound out and get rid of it, you actually notice that the only thing you can think of is that sound, right? Trying to block stuff out makes us end up with a huge story in our head about the thing that we're trying to get rid of. And the same is true with unhelpful thoughts, with indecision thoughts, but also with thoughts about ourselves that aren't very helpful, with thoughts about COVID or stressful events that are, maybe those thoughts are true, but they might not be helpful and they might not be helping us in the moment. Ruminating and stressing all the time about COVID is not actually going to keep you safe from COVID. It's just going to make you really stressed. It's not to say we don't need to take some of our thoughts seriously. Like if your mind says probably should put on a mask and not leave the house most of the time, that's probably a good idea if that's what the government has told us to do, right? But beyond that, there's not a lot of use in just thinking how terrible everything is all the time. That's not actually going to help you. But it's not helpful to try to block those thoughts out and ignore them and just eat a lot of ice cream either, right? Not just because we eat too much ice cream and you're not going to be able to go to the supermarket as often to replenish your supplies, but also because it's actually going to make the stressful thinking and the stress feelings much stronger in you. So what I recommend that you do instead is let your thoughts be there. Don't fight with them. Don't split your mind into two and have a war. Oh, I'm stressed. No, I'm not. I'm very calm. No, I'm stressed. I'm very calm. That doesn't work. That just makes more activity in your mind. So I like to think of it instead like this. When you're meditating, which I haven't explained how to do, but it's basically the practice of just focusing your attention and noticing the thoughts and then focusing your attention again. But when you do the practice of mindfulness, so perhaps using your 5 senses, so you're walking around and you're noticing, oh, stressful thoughts, you just let the thoughts be there and then you bring your attention back to the present moment. So you might be boiling the kettle. So say you're making a cup of tea. Notice an unhelpful thought. Just bring your attention back to the sounds you can hear. Notice the kettle boiling, right? So I like to think of it like this. Think of it like an AFL game. You don't run on the field for an AFL game to try to kill all the other players. You run on the field for an AFL game to try to skillfully maneuver around the other players. You let them be there and keep bringing your attention back to the goal, which is right in front of you. Now, the same is true with meditation or mindfulness. When you have an unhelpful thought, we can think of that as an opponent or a player on the other team, right? You don't need to punch on with the player. You just need to take your focus off the player and bring your attention back to the goal. And the goal in this analogy is your 5 senses or whatever you're focusing on in the present moment. So this is true for meditation, but also if you're just boiling the kettle, right? Or just doing something in your daily life, which I also mentioned in one of the previous videos. So just notice the unhelpful thought, let it be there, don't fight with it. Let it be there, and then just redirect your attention into the present moment. So focus on your breathing, or focus on what your right foot feels like. You can choose anything. Focus on what your left foot feels like. Oh, another thought pops up. Don't fight with it. Let it be there. Bring your attention back to whatever it is you're focusing on in the present moment. And that's going to help you stop resisting the unhelpful thoughts. It's also going to help you unhook from them so they don't take you into a big spiral of overthinking, which is often very unhelpful. Cool. I hope you found this video helpful. And I also have a free 6-day challenge, which you can do. It's called the 6 Days to Decisiveness Challenge, and you can sign up for it by going to projectself.com.au/challenge. And I've also recorded a few other videos in this little mini series that I've done with Medibank with unconventional tips for taming your mind and helping you let go of some of these unhelpful thoughts and getting more clarity. You can check those out along with a whole bunch of other amazing videos by some really brilliant people on the Medibank website, medibank.com.au/live better at home. Those videos are going to help you move, eat, and feel better. I hope you enjoy them.